we're talking about the teams in New York. I mean, the Yankees are one of your childhood teams, and boy, they're having a rough go.
Nice headline. Shocking summer failures, you think?
Yeah.
New York Mets are 58-67. Your dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. Not when you go shopping for groceries, not when you buy gas. I guess 350 million Mets payroll doesn't go as far as it used to. But I think there's there's explanations. These are not excuses. They lost the season when the season started, when Max Scherzer was hurt, Justin Verlander was still on the disabled list, and they lost Edwin Diaz, their closer. That's three of the most critical pitchers on their staff were not there to start the season, and Diaz never came back. Verlander, it took months. Scherzer came back but has not been dominant, and now they've obviously moved both those guys out of here. You add into that, they had 7 total pitchers go on the injured list. Carlos Carrasco and a few others. And Pete Alonso has a hand injury and a wrist injury. He's just not the same player right now, not hitting the home runs that he did when he was totally healthy. So I think there's really an explanation why the Mets are 58-67. The Yankees are 60-64. Their payroll is $248 million, and they've lost 8 in a row. And they are beside themselves in New York. But Brian Cashman did not do anything at the baseball trading deadline. But again, you look at the Yankees, I swear, take this pencil, look at their team stats, and check off every guy who's been on the disabled list this year. It's virtually all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Giancarlo Stanton had hardly played at all. He's become injury prone. He's got a big contract. Aaron Judge ran into that fence, injured a toe ligament, Dodger Stadium. I think he's hit 1 or 2 home runs since he came back off the injured list. He's not the same guy. Nothing from big money third baseman Josh Donaldson, chronic calf. Looks like he's woke up and suddenly is a really old man. Anthony Rizzo had a back injury. Now he's got a concussion. He's on the IL. Their big free agent, Carlos Rodon, came from the White Sox. He's hardly pitched at all. He's had multiples of injuries, back, forearm, and hip. So the Yankees are just a disaster with all the injuries to every core key player. I think the only guy who's not gotten hurt is Garrett Cole, and he can't pitch every day. So the Yankees are a disaster. And then you couple into that, shocking summer failure, Padres, chronic underachievers. They've had some nagging injuries, but nothing compared to what's happened to the Mets or to the New York Yankees. So, boy, it's been a spectacular summer of failures, especially in the Big Apple.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of old-time baseball guys there are probably pulling their hair out. Remember the beginning of the season, we thought that the Mets were going to have Carlos Correa, and that was before Diaz got hurt in the WBC. And we looked at that lineup, and we're like, wow, this is a really formidable lineup. And then, the whole thing blows up. So it makes you you look at the Dodgers in LA, and maybe they've got the secret sauce because they've got, a collection of big money guys, but they've got this great farm system. So it's always next man up, because for the Padres, for the Mets and Yankees, when those big guys are down, it's a huge setback. But the Dodgers can find guys to fill in. The Braves, the good organizations have depth all the way through their 40-man roster.
Yeah, I mean, you raise a great point about the Braves. Last year, the Braves were ravaged by injuries to their pitching staff. And yet, as the season went on, they kept making phone calls to AAA Gwinnett and to their AA, and they were bringing pitchers up, and those guys pitched well. And the next wave of young prospects led by Michael Harris and Ronald Acuna showed up after Freddie Freeman left as a free agent. So Atlanta's done it right. I mean, for the Dodgers to be in first place, when you consider the magnitude of all the injuries they've had to their pitchers, that's been pretty impressive. But they have now brought up 6 young pitchers, and every one that they called on gave them a good outing or two, led by Bobby Miller, who right now is a cornerstone of that pitching staff.
Yeah.
They just brought Ryan Pepio up from AAA Oak City. He had missed half the season because of an oblique injury in spring training. He gives them 5 really good innings in his first outing. So the Dodgers have depth. The Dodgers have talent. The Dodgers have been able to, as you say, plug in to replace the guys that are hurt. Now, they just lost Tony Gonsolin's going to be gone for the year with an elbow injury. He gave up 5 home runs in 4 innings the other night, and now they've just announced that he is done for the season. So Dodgers, Braves, not only good talent, big money talent, but guys to back them up. Not the case at Citi Field, New York, at Yankee Stadium, and to a degree here at Petco Park. One more